Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in this video I'm going to show you a park, a nature park, that you definitely want to come see if you're ever visiting the Washington, D.C. area. It's very close to Washington, D.C., and even if you have to rent a car to get here, it's worth doing it. So first let me show you on this map behind me just where we are. This is Alexandria, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and it's not very far at all to get here, which is a place called Great Falls Park. That's on the Virginia side, and right across the river where I am on the Maryland side is the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal Park. And both this park and the Great Falls Park are part of the national park system. This map shows it a little better, and to get from one side of the river to the other, to actually drive there, you go down about 20 miles to where there's a bridge across the Potomac right there. So you might want to do that if you really want to see the waterfalls from both sides of the river. This is the visitor center and museum, and this is the canal right here. That's the restroom building, and this building here is the Washington Aqueduct building. Here's some more information on that visitor center building. That used to be, as it says here, a hotel and a tavern. There's a really old photo of it, and here where they charged a nickel to go see the waterfalls. Right there, the canal is pretty wide, and there's one of the locks. And across this footbridge, you can see the other side of the lock. And on the other side of the canal is the Potomac River. It's a pretty big river you see there. And here they have a dam. And from here down, there is a lot of debris. But the Potomac River was not navigable. So that's why they built the canal. With all the rocks here where it's pretty shallow, no way you could get boats through there. Here's some fall off from the canal to the river, and then there are places where river water is fed into the canal. The canal functioned for about 100 years, but it had a lot of competition from the railroad that went from Washington to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And you can see here, at some point, the canal is just about maybe 4 feet wide. And here, this boat was just left here in dry dock. And there's another lock. There's the side of one of the lock doors, which I think is still functional, but there's no point in it anymore. Hasn't been used for about 100 years. Here's another view of the Potomac River, showing all the rocks in the middle of it. Here's a shot of one of the smaller waterfalls on the river. And this is what they call the Great Falls. On the right side of the river is Maryland, on the left side is Virginia. Coming out very swiftly there Right here the river splits in two. So you got the left side there and the right side here completely separate, coming out from where those rocks cause a split. Water is pretty calm down there. And here on the left side, water is falling onto the right side. One more shot of the Great Falls. Then I'm going to go over to the left and show you that again. They've got a bridge going across the river, and then they have this boardwalk that goes for quite a ways onto the Virginia side to another stream here with another pretty spectacular waterfall. And here you can see where this stream merges into the Potomac River over there. And as you follow the boardwalk, you come to another overlook, to another section of the Potomac, to an even more dramatic waterfall on the river here. And this is as far as the trail goes. And on the other side of the rock wall there, you can see some people. They are on the park that's called the Great Falls Park. It's another national park, or not a national park, sort of, but it's part of the national park system is what I mean. They don't really call this a national park because it doesn't qualify as a national park, but it is a park that is part of the national park system. And it costs $20 to get in. If you have your national park pass, then it's free, of course. And if you're on the other side there, you get a little different perspective of the river, I'm sure. And over there you get a better view of what it looks like downstream from this overlook point. This is one of the most spectacular waterfalls I've seen in a long time. And looking upstream here, you can see across here where the water is coming down the most torrentially, you might say. And up there, further up, is a really nice view. And because the Potomac has this big split, we're actually on an island right here in the middle of the Potomac. And it is called Olmsted Island. And the river is so wide at this point that it's split into, I would say, 4 different streams. So the park here is easy to drive to. The trail is very level. Anybody really can do it. Even in a wheelchair, you could bring along the trail here. So it's quite a sight. Hope you enjoyed the video. Good day, folks.